Good evening, guys. So Dan from Trading with Dan here. Hope you guys are well. Right, so we're going to go straight over to the markets. So this is the 15-minute Bitcoin DMT chart, and as you can see, we're flirting with the sell line. So a close underneath this level here, which I did highlight this morning because it's been here for since yesterday. This same level is going to be where we enter a DMT short trade. So that's there. The 15-minute Dominator also is in a sell, indicating weakness in the market. So we did actually take our long here and took our 1% profit, and the 15-minute DMT Dominator actually gave us a buy signal quite early. So I did get long here before the DMT trade did, and then I also got short this market. Well, I'm short this market now, which is before the DMT is, because the DMT is not short yet. If we go to the 25-minute DMT, you can see we got this buy here perfectly. This is the time frame to trade the Dominator. Sorry, this is the 25-minute chart, and this is the Dominator on the 25-minute chart. This is the one that we usually look to trade the Dominator. So we got the buy signal here around 8,600. So that area was where I went long yesterday, and my separate to the bot account, so not in the bot account. The bot account went long here with the DMT, scalped 1% move. So I manually got us out of that because we were looking. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Wait, let me just show you. Yeah, we got in here and scalped a 1% move here. That was on the 25-minute chart. But yeah, we got the sell here. So if you want to have a look where exactly we got the sell on the 25-minute Dominator, which is the one that we use the Dominator on. So if we go into the sell, you can see this candle here. So I don't know if you can see a more perfect entry for this sell, but it was basically there. So that's the Dominator sell, got us in literally. Obviously bar that, it got us in at the top. So I was basically taking shorts from around there. So that's fantastic. That just shows to how good this Dominator indicator is. Over to Ethereum. Ethereum 50-minute DMT actually did hit a sell trade. So we broke the DMT line, and then the next candle closed up there. So that's where we took the short from here. I have mentioned to you guys that I have taken off the Ethereum DMT. If you look at my bots, they're turned off. Well, I'll show you they're turned off later. Just the DMT bots are on for Bitcoin at the moment. But what I am going to set up, and I can do this all now, we've got the Dominator sorted, so we can set the alerts and everything, so that's great. We did have a problem with basically we're setting alerts on the Dominator, and they were sending a TradingView error, but look, they come up now. So that we can set that up, so I can finally do that Dominator bot strategy, which is what I'm going to do for Ethereum, and it's 25-minute time frame I'm going to do it on. So you see we would have had the buy here on the Dominator, and then you can see the market moved up quite nicely from that area. If we look at the price range movement, so from around here we moved up about 5%, 5.5%. So we'd obviously have our trading profit. So depending on those indicators, depending on those settings, will depend how much profit we took from that trade. And then we had the Ethereum sell, which was basically around this level. So that trade based on the Dominator, which we will have set up soon, would currently be sat in about 3% profit. So so that's how we are going to set up the Ethereum. So if you want to look at some more trades, more Dominator Ethereum trades, we had a sell here, which gave you plenty of opportunity to take a profit. If I just show you down to here, and that's nearly another 4%, depending obviously where you had your limits, your orders in, your trading take profits. We had a buy here. This wouldn't have necessarily been a good trade, but depending on how you were setting your trading take profit, so I think I do have mine at a 1.5% is when the trading take profit kicks in, and then a 0.75 or a 1% trading. So that would have been a profitable trade, but obviously nothing to write home about. Then we had a sell trade on this candle here. So yeah, I mean, again, you probably would have got out of that trade for pretty much what would be a break even. and then we had a buy trade just here, which was a good move up. So if we want to check that one out, so buy from say around here, we're looking at about 4% move. And then obviously we had our big sell trade, our big sell, and this was just a case of how much profit did you want to take from the trade, how long were you going to run it for. So you were short from here, obviously initially went a little bit offside, but less than 2%, so nothing unreasonable there. I'll stop for these, are 3% or 4% I think. But yeah, so there you go, that is what I'm going to be trading for Ethereum. Right, so yeah, so look, I'm going to show you here. I've actually set up a new exchange, a new Bitmex, so I can trade the Dominator signals for Ethereum, basically on this one, and then also I can trade the Dominator signals for Bitcoin on the same contract that I'll be trading on this account, but they're obviously the trades will enter and exit possibly at different times. So I wanted to split the two, so obviously you can't have the two bots working on the same exchange, entering and exit trades at the same time on the same contract. So this is why I've set up the separate Bitmex, and it's currently saying no, nothing in there, because I have withdrawn basically half of the balance, which I then sent over to this Bitmex. So tomorrow, once that arrives, or whenever it arrives, these will basically both have the balance, which would be half of what the original balance was. So yeah, so if we want to go into my deals, you can see we're currently no active deals, deal history. That is our completed deals profit. That's our total profit, and our deal history you can see just here. We had that basically 1% gain there, that little scalp at the top of the market. It wasn't looking too promising, so I did exit that trade manually. But we do look like we quite possibly will be entering a sell trade soon. So we'll see how that plays. So yeah, like I said, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be trading on the Dominator, the 15-minute Bitcoin, sorry, the 25-minute Bitcoin Dominator for Ethereum and Bitcoin actually. So you can see we would have the buy trade there, and a good move up. We would have got the sell trade like I did show you guys, basically the top of that move, great sell trade down. We would have had the sell trade here, which we could have taken a profit on that. The buy trade here, this buy trade was an unsuccessful signal, but like I was saying to you guys, we were still in a strong downtrend, so I'm not necessarily going to be looking to take every one of the sell ones. I mean, I will switch bots on and off, as you guys know that I do, depending on the market conditions. But I'm more obviously happier re-entering the sell ones when we're in the downtrend. The downtrend you can see here. So we had a sell there. We did have a buy here. I mean, you can see the buys basically aren't performing as well, and then we had a sell just here. So yeah, so the Dominator one is one I'm going to be looking at. Also potentially a 15-minute one, dependent on market conditions again. So you can see how it works. It obviously is a faster time frame, so it's going to produce signals more often. But yeah, but you can see there's still some great signals to take. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to basically be setting that up on as soon as my other Bitmex account populates with the funds. I'll be able to do that. But yeah, looking at the market in general, I am a bit concerned. I don't know if you guys didn't watch my video earlier when the Fed did its panic rate cut. And now markets are selling off from there, from basically the initial little spike we had, and that's incredibly worrying bearish price action for equities there. Markets obviously forced the Fed to do that by rallying, and the Fed's fund futures basically pricing in the cut, so the Fed basically had to do the cut or markets were going to collapse anyway, because they didn't get what they were expecting. And now they've got what they're expecting, they aren't recovering, so they are obviously pricing in a global slowdown and obviously economic headwinds, and they're obviously just going to keep selling off now until they forces their Fed to do take his next course of action, and it's just going to be a case of selling off till they force the Fed to act, have a weak rally into it in that anticipation, and maybe that like a little spike on the fact, but predominantly it's going to be a buy on the rumor, sell on the fact. And then the sell on the fact is probably going to be a bit more overall than the rally for the buy on the rumor. But how that impacts us here over in Bitcoin is that it is likely to obviously drag Bitcoin down with stocks, with equities. So that isn't really good for our price action. But hey, we are trading here on 15-minute, 25-minute time frames. So we're just trading the moves, trading the moves long, trading the moves short. So we will be here doing our thing. Markets can be as wild as they want. We'll be trying to catch those moves in the short term. But right, so yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. Sorry I didn't do a Bitcoin video this morning. But yep, we will I'll speak to you guys again in the morning, and yeah, we'll hopefully, I mean maybe we'll enter this trade and hopefully it'll be profitable, but we are close there. You'd expect even just normal ranging around this zone is going to basically get us into this trade. So let's see what happens. Right, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll speak to you guys soon.